Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the PayTrace Power30. My name is Sam Johnson. I'll be your sales trainer today. Super excited for today's Power30. We're going to be talking a little bit about some integrations with our ISV manager, Kevin Hurd. Kevin, welcome back, man.
Hey, season two.
Season two, that's
Season
right.
two.
Bringing him back. You asked for it. You got it. More Kevin. We have a lot of new people on this call today, so I want to set the stage about what to expect on this call. These are 30-minute sessions to give you a little bit of insight on what PayTrace is doing, kind of under the hood, behind the scenes. And it's your opportunity to interact with some people that make it all happen. So I'd encourage you, as we go through the next 30 minutes of this call, send in some questions, comments for Kevin and myself. We want to make sure by the end of this, you get some value out of this. You get your questions answered, and you can create some success with what we're talking about today. So if that sounds good, let's talk a little bit about Kevin Hurd.
Okay.
Hey,
everybody.
So normally I like to start off these calls with a little bit of something fun.
Okay.
I'm going to take a jab at you.
Okay.
Because yesterday, a lot of you know, was Fat Tuesday, right? Celebrating Mardi Gras. And I baked a king cake. James, can you pull up our king cake photo here? I want to show you guys how delicious. I slaved for hours on this thing, and I brought it in so excited to share with our team. And you know what Kevin said? What did you say, Kevin?
I said, is it keto friendly? And it's not.
It's not.
I also didn't end up with the baby, though.
No, you didn't.
I did not end up with the baby to make the baby cake.
So why wouldn't you eat my cake?
We gotta keep the PayTrace 50 off, right? You know, you get kind of comfortable here. You kind of bulk up a little bit.
That's right.
Yeah,
we're getting swole.
Yeah.
I will say you're not the only one. Your other colleague on the integrations team, Homero Gonzalez, also he passed on the cake.
Yeah.
So, but you were pretty sad yesterday because that wasn't the only treat, right, man?
It looked good. But the integrations team is on a mission, right? We're trying to get slim. We're trying to stay light. We're trying to keep moving.
That's right.
Right.
I love it. So no cake, no red beans and rice.
No
gumbo.
Missed out on all the good stuff yesterday.
Feel sorry for you, man.
It was not a Fat Tuesday. It was a keto thin Tuesday.
It's wrong. That's wrong. One day a year, Fat Tuesday. Come on. Oh, man. Well, all fun aside, I want to get into the integrations topic, right? Because we have a short amount of time and people are excited.
Let's give people what they want.
So before I start really drilling you down on the nitty gritty, I want to ask our audience here today, why are you here? I've got a poll that we're going to launch here. What are you looking to get out of today's call? What do you want? What info do you want? Do you want to learn more about PayTrace's newest integrations? Do you want some resources that PayTrace can provide for you? Do you want to learn about the value of integrations, right? So let's take about, 10, 15 seconds. Pick your top two, because this is really good data for Kevin and myself to be able to really learn what you guys want to know from it. So 10 seconds. And I have a feeling we're probably going to talk about a lot of this stuff today, just so you know, but yeah, what's important to you?
Yeah.
We'll go 3, 2, 1, and we'll shut it down. Awesome. So it looks like we've got a pretty good mix of everything, guys. We're going to talk a lot about this, but if you do have any specific questions, again, Q&A box, get those into us. All right, man. So one of the top responses I saw on there was new integrations, new projects that we're working on.
Absolutely.
What can you share with our audience?
You know what, with the new integrations that we have that we brought to the table this year at PayTrace are Sage Intacct through our partner Vent Technology, right? You know, Sage Intacct is one of the leading financial management cloud-based softwares that are out there. And it really the focus of that software really touches on all the verticals and industry that PayTrace plays in, and streamlining that integration process for accounts receivables, CFOs, accountants, controllers. Right. That's one integration we have so far.
Okay.
You know, another partner that we brought to the table is called Advancedware Corporation. What do they have? They have Epicor 10, an Epicor 10 integration that communicates with PayTrace.
Okay.
So there's that partner. We also ChargeZoom. We just partnered with ChargeZoom. Some of you may be familiar with who ChargeZoom is. Really great on helping merchants with reoccurring and syncing to accounting packages like QuickBooks, QuickBooks Online, Xero, Freshdesk, and I believe they're moving towards being able to sync with NetSuite as well.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So those are some of the new partners that, that have come to PayTrace. And if you're not familiar with who the integrations we work with, we do have them listed on our developers page as well. So you can go out there, take a peek, and we're constantly trying to put those new partners up there along with the current existing integrations we have today.
That's awesome. So bunch of new integrations that just came out. PayTrace is also working on a few different projects coming up
Yeah.
in development that are going to have a pretty big impact on integrations. Can you dive into that a little bit? Are we allowed to?
Yeah,
Okay.
let's do it. Let's give behind the curtain a little bit. So we're working on some projects right now. What we've currently been working on is EMV for the API. You may have heard about the next iteration of EMV that PayTrace is bringing to the table. Our product teams have already done a majority of the coding. We're currently going through certification on TSYS to be the first platform that we'll have EMV for, and we're really excited to bring an EMV solution to integrators, right? There's a need out there for integrators who are looking for a semi-integrated solution that makes it possible for them to add EMV to their software. Mm-hmm. And from what we're testing and what we're seeing, and even the integration payments team is seeing, it looks like we're excited about what it's going to look like to implement that. It doesn't look like there's very much work that a developer will have to do to add that.
Wow.
Yeah, to add EMV to their software solution.
That's really cool. So essentially what you're saying is that now we can add EMV to some of these software solutions that merchants are already using.
Yeah,
right?
Absolutely. If you're working with an ERP, right, and PayTrace is already integrated there, and then you can add payments into that integration, mm-hmm. You're becoming more omni-channel around that integration. And so not only are you helping the back office, now you're helping the front office as well, right? Mm-hmm. If you have a team that's taking retail transactions face-to-face or up front.
Absolutely. And that's a great level of security for merchants, yes. right? Mitigate some of those chargebacks, yes. reduce some of the costs that they might be getting on those card not present transactions.
So. Yeah, absolutely. And making it, bringing that security to integrators to take those payments and, taking away a bit of those barriers and hurdles that they've gone through to add EMV to their software.
That's huge. Yeah. So that's exciting.
Yeah.
And I think we have one more.
We do have one more the team is currently working on, and it's called hosted payment. It's called hosted payment fields. And so what hosted payment fields are, in the industry we're aware of, that it's typically been that a developer will integrate a secure checkout page where it requires a redirect, right? And we've seen in the industry that redirects can lead to cart abandonment at times, right? Customers don't feel comfortable being redirected from the merchant's website to another page into their payment at times. What hosted payment fields, this technology will allow the developers to do is to build secure payment functionality into their own checkout process, allowing them to control the user experience, the interface. So building those cool websites they have while adding secure fields that a customer can enter their credit card information into, their credit card, their CSC, and be able to transmit that payment to PayTrace securely, and also helping merchants qualify for SAQA.
Oh, dang.
Yeah.
I love hearing easiness to SAQA, because that's a huge pain point for a lot of our partners. And
the less questions, the better, right?
Exactly.
Is what we've learned from our partners and from our merchants. So
exactly,
those are the two products that we're working on at this time.
So I'm just to break down that hosted payment field topic again. I'm still kind of new to this. I'm not as techie as you.
Okay.
So if I have my understanding correct, rather than like a customer going to check out with the merchant, they click on like a checkout button, and then they go to a different URL on a different page and some completely other place.
Yeah.
They're able to stay on that same website, essentially.
That is correct. The merchant can stay on that website. The cardholder can stay on that website, make their payment, not be redirected, not be moved around, and be able to make that payment and make it securely.
That's huge. That's a huge improvement to the cardholder experience, right?
Absolutely. And we just want to offer that if you have some merchants or you're working with developers or ISVs that are interested in this technology, EMV with the API and the hosted payment fields, let us know. We'd be happy to include them in our beta environments, and we're looking to try to get integrators and API consumers signed up now to take advantage of that beta group and learn some feedback from them to make sure we're delivering the value they're looking for. Absolutely.
Yeah. How would you recommend our partners reach out to us if they are interested in some of these projects?
Yeah, absolutely. You can reach out to our integration team at developersupport@paytrace.com. I'll share my email directly here. It's kevin@paytrace.com. You can also reach me on LinkedIn or just reach out to PayTrace in general, and our teams will be happy to be able to get you in contact with the right individuals here to allow you to take advantage of that.
Yeah, definitely. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Appreciate you sharing that, bub.
Yeah.
Now I want to shift a little bit in gear. So we've got some really exciting projects coming up and some that we just released.
Yeah.
I want to talk about really why this is important to our partners,
Okay.
right? We talk about all this cool stuff that we do, but what's the value that it creates? So I know you've done some reporting recently. Can you talk a little bit about kind of the value of an integrated merchant?
Yeah, I could talk about the value. What I do want to start, but to try to help with explaining the value, I want to talk about PayTrace's sweet spot, and that'll help us talk a little bit more of the value there.
Okay.
And what I mean by PayTrace's sweet spot is, some of you may know it as ideal customer profile, right? Or your ideal customer. Who's getting the most value from the solution that you're providing? So for PayTrace, the customers that we've identified that fit our sweet spot are customers that process or that settle over 500,000 in transaction volume.
Right.
They process $1,400 transactions a month.
Okay.
They also utilize our customer vault, so they're storing customers, right? Storing those secure customers in the vault. And then another two elements of that are they process 5% of their transaction, their dollar volume, through B2B, right? Level 2, level 3, or 10% of their transaction volume. Along with the key piece there is that they integrate their processes and systems with PayTrace. So one way that we see them being able to integrate their processes and systems is by doing actual integration, working with a software that they're using to manage their business. So those are the customers that we're working with that have seen the most value. And so we, with our partners and our agents that are out there, we have an assumption by feedback from you that integrated payments are part of your strategy, right? You know, it's a big thing. It's been there. It's matured. We're at that stage where it's typical to hear that we have an integrated payment strategy, or we're taking an integrated payments approach. And what we see is the value of that is that most of our partner organizations out there, they're looking for monthly recurring revenue, right? And then the agents out there are looking for additional residuals. So one thing that we see that's very valuable with integrations is stickiness and retention, right? Because you want more recurring monthly revenue, you want more residuals in your portfolio, you want those merchants to stay around. So that's something we've seen, and we have a report from Visa that we took a look at from last year. And Visa showed that if you work with a merchant that did integrated payments, they typically stayed with the organization and the payment for 34 months.
Okay.
Whereas a typical merchant stayed about 30 months.
Oh, okay. So that's a good probably 15% increase in retention.
Yeah, absolutely. And so what's great about PayTrace is we took a look at our integrated payments and our merchants that we have in our portfolio. And we're currently sitting around merchants that are with the retention of 46 months and going.
Oh, wow.
Right?
Okay.
So that's almost 4 years there.
Yeah.
You know, if you're looking for monthly recurring revenue, you're looking for more residuals. And I can tell you, you can kind of count on 4 years of a merchant staying around with an integrated payment solution. You can see why that would be part of your business plan and your strategy.
For sure.
Yeah.
So Visa's basically saying like, hey, integrated payments are stickier, right? There's more value in integrated payments versus other types of merchant accounts. But what we're saying is that you add PayTrace into that mix, you're adding on at least another year of retention on average.
Absolutely.
Right. So that's the value of integrating with PayTrace is, right? We've got a really sticky solution that merchants like.
Yeah. In addition to that, something else we noted when we were taking a look at our data that we have is that those merchants that are integrated with PayTrace, using an integrated payment solution through our API, they typically do about $134,000 in settled dollars per month. Whereas when we took a look at the data with our virtual terminal, the average was about $40,000 per merchant a month in settled dollar volume. So you can see the increase there almost over three times.
That's 3x.
Yeah.
Yeah. Holy cow.
Yeah.
So we're finding that the value in PayTrace, our integrated merchants, are 3x times a merchant account that's not using an integration.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Wow. So they're staying around longer, higher dollar volume.
Yeah.
Right. So for our reps that are out there selling, just regular traditional payments, right? For every 3 accounts that they're bringing in, somebody can bring in one integrated merchant and get the same value from that.
Potentially. That's the opportunity there. And I think what's also great is that we did talk about our partner organizations and the agents out there. There's also the value to your integrated partner team, your integrated payments team. If you're a manager of an integrated payments team at one of these organizations, we want to work with you.
Yeah.
The reason being is we're an extension of your team. by PayTrace being your partner, as we get an integration, you gain an integration. So we don't want you to have to reinvent the wheel if there's potentially a solution that we already have available that you can take advantage of. So we'd love to connect with you to be able to understand your integrated payment strategy and work with your team and see what we might be able to deliver today to you with our existing integrated payment solutions.
That's awesome, right? We're a partner, right? It's in our best interest to provide the best value for our partners. So
absolutely,
definitely reach out to us about, if you want to increase your integrations portfolio. And Kevin, maybe who are some of the best people that you want to work with at some of these organizations?
We always want to hear from our partners and our agents out there of what are you running into? And we're going to talk about that, I believe, as well. What are you encountering as far as the integrated payment space? We do want to work with your integrated payments team. We want to work in sync. We want to help you. If you're focused on integrated payments around B2B, helping with interchange optimization with those merchants, you want to increase not only interchange optimization, but increase optimization for a company in total, right? People, processes, and their systems.
Yeah.
We want to work with you there and be able to try to bring some value to you and show that we're here to be your partner and help you grow.
Do you mind if I make a quick ask of our partners?
Let's do it. Yeah.
All right. So I want to ask you guys, right? Help us help you. We really want to be in contact and create some of these dialogues around your integrated payment strategy. We know this is a hot topic right now. So if you have an integrated payments team, open up your email, send it to, I'd say it's fair to say sales@paytrace.com.
Yeah.
But give us some contact information of your integration leadership, right? We want to open up some dialogue and really see how we can, work with each other to grow together.
Yeah, absolutely. Even if you don't know who that team is, just that person you go to that you ask, right? Do we have this integration?
Yeah.
And when you're trying to land a deal, we'll want to take that as well and speak with that member also.
Yeah. So that could be an integrations manager. That could be a sales manager. That could be anybody. But
absolutely.
Yeah. We want to have those conversations. So, Kevin, I really appreciate you sharing the value of integrations. That's some really great statistics. So hopefully our partners on this call are pretty excited, right? Now they're chomping at the bit. Let's get some integrated merchants in there. I want to talk a little bit about some good habits. You've had some conversations with me about good habits for merchants.
Yeah.
Or for reps. Before we do that, I want to launch a quick poll because I want to gauge how you guys feel about integrated payments, because this could be a little bit of a daunting topic to some folk. So if we can pull that up really quick, how would you define yourself as far as selling payment integrations, right? Are you fairly new to this? Are you new to the industry and new to integrations? Are you a little bit more experienced in payments, but again, maybe a little bit green with integrated payments? Are you comfortable, right? Or would you consider yourself an expert? Feel free, get a little bit vulnerable. I'm not gonna lie. I'd probably put myself as maybe comfortable at most. That's why I have a resource like Kevin Hurd in here, so he can help me out.
Yeah.
So let's take, 5 to 10 more seconds to get some responses in here. Let's see what.
I know that we get some feedback from some of our partners that it can be a little bit scary. Some of the agents out there are a little bit scary of dealing with integrated payments. And we're looking to help you, take away that fear from you to be able to move through with integrated payments here at PayTrace.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So let's shut that down. It looks like most people are staying about right in the middle there. Maybe you've been in the industry for a while, but you want to learn more, right? There's an appetite to learn more because this is where the industry is shifting.
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely.
So as far as, some good habits for our partners to do, what do you see some of our most successful reps and agents doing to land some of these integrations?
That's a good question. What comes to mind for me when working with some of the agents that do a pretty good job of landing integrated payments is in their discovery calls, they're really trying to understand how the merchant is processing today, right? Mm-hmm. They're really being thorough, finding out who's involved, what the processes are involved, and what systems and softwares are involved. Mm-hmm. I think where the extra step is in that is verifying the specific softwares that are in there. So sometimes you may miss the version of what you're looking for.
Right.
We've had a lot of partners ask for, hey, I want to integrate with Epicor, right? But yet they don't realize Epicor has over a dozen software integrations and they keep acquiring more.
Right.
So really being intentional to find out what version, what specific software it is from that organization is one thing that I've seen that's been really helpful. Getting specific and narrowed down. In this use case I just mentioned is, it's Epicor 10 I'm looking for. That's the version, right? And so that way we can help guide you to the right solution that might be a good fit for that merchant.
For sure.
Some other things that come to mind for me that some of the other partners that have done are when they see a new integration come to the table, right? They really go back through their CRM. They go back to their CRM and see what deals they may have lost because they didn't have that integration, right? And be able to leverage that CRM, go back to that merchant again and be able to say, hey, I'm integrated here and can bring this value of not only an integration and not only savings, but also help you optimize your business in general when it comes to accepting payments in that process. I would say also the other thing that comes to mind for me is that, thinking about the CRM, some of the really good agents out there that work in industries and verticals, they know that's their go-to, that's their bread and butter. They start to identify that there's softwares that they keep encountering over and over and over again, right? Let's say QuickBooks, for example. We hear quite a lot about that. QuickBooks Desktop, QuickBooks Online. And as you start to work through your verticals or your industries and you start seeing that connection of that software, and we want to put that tool in your bag. We may have that tool already for you to help you close those deals. So it's being able to understand the industries you're working in, the verticals you're working in, finding those softwares that'll help you shorten that sales cycle and land you that merchant, right? That sticky merchant.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I want to throw out a comment myself, and I kind of went on a rant with you earlier, but when it comes to integrated payments, especially integrated payments, we're not only selling on price.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
We are selling on total value.
Yeah. It's the value is bigger than just savings.
Yes.
Right. As I said earlier, you're optimizing their people, their processes, and your systems along with helping them get those savings.
Exactly.
When it's really a B2B merchant. I think another thing that comes to mind for me around price is that we've talked to a few partners that have said, hey, we have an integration. It's between you and a cheaper gateway is what we've heard it called, a cheaper gateway,
sure.
Right? I can get this gateway for $5 a month or $6 a month, and that's the cost. And what comes to mind for me is that if you learn that it's a B2B merchant and they do at least, let's say they do $10,000 in level 2 or level 3, and you can optimize the interchange there. Is it worth having a $6 gateway that's an expense, or would you rather work with a technology partner that's able to go out and find those savings for the merchant, and in that case, save them maybe over $100?
Right.
Right.
Or interchange optimization.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So at that point, that technology would become a value add and increase the revenue and profit for the merchant, rather than paying just $6 at a $6 expense.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right. So you got the value of interchange optimization. You've got the value of really what integrations are meant to do is to streamline processes.
Absolutely.
Right. To make businesses more efficient and hopefully grow.
Yeah.
Right. We're helping grow businesses. So
yeah.
That's good stuff, man. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh boy. I just took a look at our Q&A box and it is blowing up. This is nuts. We're not going to get to all these, so I'm just going to let you guys know if we don't answer your question live, myself and Kevin and some of our sales account executives will follow up with you after this call.
We will get to your question.
We have like 7 minutes left, and
that's fine.
There's a lot. So there's a few specific integration questions on, if we're integrated to this and that. I think those might be good to take a little bit offline just to talk about some specific examples.
Yeah. I think it'd be good. We want to hear from you. We want to hear those questions. Are you integrated with this? I could see great value with this, or I could get many accounts by getting this, right? As we talked about earlier, we want to know those integrations that you're running into. You're closer to the merchant, and we want to hear that.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
Very valuable.
So I've got a little bit of a longer question here that I want to start off with from Jarek. And Jarek is asking, he's basically saying, Kevin, I have an integration with a software company that has landed me a few great accounts, large accounts, it sounds like. Wondering if there's a way that they can make more money from working with us. Do we have any affiliate programs where they can kind of partner with us on that?
That's a great question. So I like how you took it to the next level there. You're saying that you're partnering with an ISV that's generating leads for you. That's exciting. That's the next kind of graduation, the next step you're able to get to, right? To get you leads and referrals. I would say yes, the short answer. And let's talk more about it. You want to understand the opportunity, what's a right fit for you and the software company. We want to learn more about that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So I have a question here from Peter who's talking about a specific vertical, but how does integrations with PayTrace play in with healthcare
Yeah.
in particular? Are we seeing anything within our system or in the industry with healthcare integrations?
You know, it's funny. Typically, when you think of healthcare, the first thing that comes to mind is, EHRs or electronic health record software or electric medical record software. I think where individuals forget as well is that these health organizations need to be able to manage their financials, and so they're actually might be using the same software that another industry, distributor might be using to manage their finances. Something that comes to mind for me is, NetSuite. Some health providers are utilizing NetSuite to be able to manage their financials. Sage Intacct,
Yeah.
right? So we see that at healthcare as a vertical there for that software. So I just want to share, it's not only just EHR software, EMR software, there's also those financial softwares to help those organizations as well.
A little bit more of a technical question here from Vincent. Vincent's asking, with our upcoming hosted payment field solution,
All right.
Does the data from the transaction pass through the merchant's hosted site server?
Oh, great question. So as we said earlier, the merchant is going to achieve SAQA. So that means it's not going to touch the merchant server at all.
Yes.
Those hosted payment fields are actually on PayTrace's server. So the data is being entered on our PCI compliant level 1 servers to be able to manage that payment and help that merchant take that burden off of their systems.
Exactly. So PayTrace hosted
Yes.
payment field is really what it is, right?
Yes.
So that's a big deal.
Thanks for the question, Vince.
We're
Appreciate it.
Helping with PCI compliance. That's always.
Yeah. Security is important. We know that in payments.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, question from Jurgen here. Jurgen's asking, with regards to hosted payment, we're on a little bit of a roll here.
All right.
Can you kind of just compare and contrast the differences between Payment Link, which is one of our newer products, and upcoming hosted payment fields?
No, Jurgen, great question. So with Payment Link, Payment Link is more of a product to where a merchant with limited technical experience can just grab a payment button, a little bit of HTML coding, post it on their website, or they're able to take that link and drop it into an email and send it to customers to allow them a bill presentment, make a payment. Whereas hosted payment fields, it really requires some developer chops, some developer expertise to be able to code that into whatever application they might be working with or website they might be working with. So that's kind of the difference. You go from being low technical to high technical between the two different products.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, awesome. So yeah, I would say Payment Link is really a good fit for maybe some of those smaller merchants that don't have that really development type team, right? They need a super easy plug and play, takes 5 minutes solution.
Yeah. Or drop it right in the email or give customers the link and allow them to make a payment.
Exactly. Yeah. Right. A hosted payment field is a little bit more robust.
Yeah. Gives the flexibility to the merchant to get creative with their developer, create those cool pages and websites we've seen out there, and still maintain that security when handling card, sensitive data.
Awesome. Yeah. We've got time for one more here.
All right. Rod
sent in, I'm excited about this. So Rod's already getting a hold of you. You put your email out there, man. So
that's fine.
That's what we can expect. So Rod's sending an opportunity right now that only uses Stripe and Square in a B2B and retail environment.
Oof, okay.
Right. Love that. Yeah. I guess from the opportunity, can you integrate in the same manner as Stripe and or Square? Is that pretty adaptable?
You know what we've noticed is that if a developer's integrated a payment gateway before, let's say even Stripe, Braintree, PayPal, they'll have the skill set to be able to integrate PayTrace's API. That's what we've really noticed.
Yeah.
So can they? We feel like they can at a high level. They'll be able to pull that off and do that. I think the question is just really trying to understand what is the additional value that they're getting from those payment gateways today. We know it's not interchange optimization if it's B2B. Right. But what else are they using from them that's valuable? And we want to make sure to match up and make sure it's a good fit.
For sure.
Yeah.
Love it. So keep those opportunities coming, guys, right? Send it to Kevin, send it to our sales team. Love it. I do want to mention one more thing before we sign off here is that you're going to be traveling in a couple months.
Yeah.
You're going to be down in Las Vegas at ETA Transact.
I will be at Transact again. It's been picking up lately at ETA. They've been talking about integrated payments. From my understanding is that they're going to talk about it again this year, another big topic. And I will be there. I'd love to meet with you, connect with you, talk about your integrated payment strategy, and see how we might be able to help as being your partner.
So we've got one last poll for you guys. I know death by polls. Appreciate your guys' engagement. But yes or no question. Are you going to be at ETA Transact? And if so, do you want to talk to Kevin about payment integrations, right? Do you want to have that conversation? So we'll leave this one up as we close out the webinar today, but I do want to say thank you to all of our partners for coming out, and big thanks to you, Mr. Kevin.
Yeah, thank you. I want to thank everybody out there. Please feel free to sign up for our YouTube page as well. As I said earlier, this is season 2, so you can go binge watch season 1 on our YouTube channel. So that's available. In addition to, we have some ISV spotlights, which are webinars we do for our integrated partners to give you more information about those integrations and how you might be able to use them in the industries you're selling in.
That's awesome. And it looks like we've got our YouTube page pulled up here. So literally you guys can just go to youtube.com, type in PayTrace in the search bar. You'll see a big old heading that says PayTrace. Go ahead, subscribe. You can see we've got a lot of stuff in there. So check it out. Kevin did a payment integrations webinar last year, so you can see how it's evolved and give us some feedback. Right?
Absolutely. Thank you, everybody.
Thanks all. Take care and have a great rest of your week.